Hello, everybody, and welcome back to, well, that sucks. We begin with number 19. I baked my AirPods along with my chalky chip cookies. How did you do that? I turned the oven to preheat it. 3 minutes later, I moved the oven tray to put it in the kitchen island so I can line it up with cookie dough. Didn't feel very hot, yet the AirPods were on the kitchen island, presumably attached to it. When I opened the oven after baking it for 10 minutes, there was an abnormal cookie. Still not entirely sure how your AirPods ended up in the oven on the baking tray, but that is very impressive. I would be a little bit concerned to eat those cookies for fear of plastic vapors infusing into the environment around your cookies and inhaling cookie plastic fumes. But, magnetic. Oh, that's crazy, actually. What in the world? Anyway, that's unfortunate because I do think maybe eating those is not great. But yeah, holy magnets, bro. Neighbors drilled into my wall twice. Well, I hope you're renting because, man, that, dude, of all the places for them to hit your wall, though, through the freaking bathroom tile is like the worst possible way. Why couldn't this have just been in a living room with regular drywall or something and be like, okay, we can patch this up. Hopefully you didn't drill into a freaking water supply line and then we're going to have a bit of a problem. Right into the tile. I hope you rent. If you own and this is a condo, that's really annoying. If you rent, then it's like, not my problem. Maybe the landlord's going to be like, why would you try to freaking drill into the tile to hang a painting? And you'd be like, it wasn't me. Talk to the neighbors who are putting like 10-inch nails into the wall for some freaking stupid reason that I can't possibly imagine. This actually does remind me, though, drilling through tile or concrete. Yesterday, God, it's always something with my house, isn't it? Yesterday, all right, we're attaching a drain pipe into an existing concrete box receptacle. And he's got this special concrete bit, and he's trying to drill a 3-inch opening for a 3-inch pipe into the side of this concrete like drainage receptacle. And as it goes through to the other side, it clearly starts to like it's got a like small kind of drill bit, and then behind the small drill bit is the large circular core. And so the drill bit emerges first, and you can see the concrete starts to like crumble around, like in that tile photo there. And so it's like normally you'd want to drill like half from one side, half from the other, but because of space constraints of this receptacle box, he can only drill from one side. He gets his angle grinder and attaches a diamond drill bit to it. And it's, dude, like this is I am terrified as he is doing this. He's pouring water out of a bottle with one hand in order to cool it. He's pushing with the angle grinder one-handed from the other side with a circular bit. It's a 2-inch, but it works just fine. And then as he pushes through, the thing just like goes in. And I think he's cut off his finger or something like that because this angle grinder only has one speed and it's light speed. It was fine, but I totally thought he'd like cut off his finger. But anyway, just going through the tile and it chipping reminded me of that. Thankfully, the concrete seems to be okay, but it's scary. Recorded at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport on October 11th, 2025. Not my video. Found on Dallas subreddit. Recorded at Dallas-Fort Worth. Oh, is that fuel? That looks like possibly a little bit of a fire hazard. Also, I'm imagining that taking jet fuel to the face is not really a good thing. Like, I love how calm this guy is. He's just like, yeah, I've just got jet fuel in my face. I'm done here. So I'm going to go now. No amount of reprimanding is worth more jet fuel to my face. Jesus. It's still going. Surely there's a valve that can be shut off here, right? It can't just have absolutely no shut off. I get that there's probably a valve on the front of the hose as well, but surely there's a valve back here. There is. Okay. He had jet fuel in his face, and I understand. If I got jet fuel in my face, I would probably be not having a good time. That said, yeah, here, I was a fueler. We had a dead man system. Why would this keep going? That's a great point. Why is this system designed to where if it gets let go, it's still pumping? Why isn't it the opposite? The fail state should be off, not on. That's really stupid. I feel like either something malfunctioned or really stupid. Barely slept, and the frappe I bought is full of tiny bits of glass. The most terrifying part about this is how would you even know? There's just no way until you were swallowing glass that you would actually realize because it just blends in with the rest of the ice inside of the cup. That's super terrifying. I caught a bit of plate shard in a salad once. And I was like, good God, what would have happened if that went down? How bad could that have been? Holy heck. It's like, I'm less scared about it being in my stomach. I'm more scared about on the way down if it like clips your esophagus and then you're going to have a really, really bad time. But also, it just seems crazy. If a glass shatters in any proximity of anything, you would think the protocol would be just dump literally anything that you are working on. Obviously, clean out anything that is like open top. Clean them all out, whether or not you see glass. But I guess maybe it like went into the blender and they were just like, I'll keep blending. I don't want to clean this thing. But yeah, that's terrifying. Always check the oven before preheating. What? Like, you left something in your oven? Like you just had a thing in your oven and then you turned the oven on and how did you do what? Are you using your oven for storage? Like I don't understand. Why would you it looks like food, but it's food that's inside of a plastic container and you're just storing it in the oven. I've never heard of that in my life. Comments explain more. God, we're scared of looking at the comments, but like, I mean, what the fork? They look like no-bake cookies. What? Okay, well, we got forked in the first comment, but I'm just, people store things in their oven? Do they? You store your pans and saucepans in the oven. Huh. I mean, okay, I guess it is like a thing. You can put other things in with a little bit of added danger, but that's fine. $10,000 of cactus, $5,000 in truck damage. The thing I'm most impressed about here is that the cactus is worth more than the damage to the truck. Huh. That's a really expensive cactus. Holy frick. And here I was thinking, man, it would be kind of cool to put some like cactus landscape in the yard. And you're telling me a cactus is $10,000? Holy frick. Maybe we're not going to decorate with cactus because that's freaking insane. 10,000? Oh my God. Yeah, I got to buy some cactus stonks. You know what trees you always see at really, really super fancy houses is olive trees. There'll be like $100 million house listings in the LA area. And it's so popular in those to have some sort of little focal it's either the courtyard or in the middle of like a stair. It'll be like the stairs go around this central olive tree focal point. And I always wonder, like, is that just like a really cheap thing that has turned into a trend that gives people the impression of fanciness? Is it lobster? Which lobster used to be like peasant food and then became fancy? Or are those actually genuinely really freaking expensive olive trees? That's what I want to know. But anyway, cactus, apparently really, maybe they need to switch from olive trees into cactus. It'd be lower maintenance too, probably, because cactus don't need a lot of water. More eco-friendly. After I'd eaten 2/3 of my salad. Is this the well that sucks? Is that insect eggs or something? Anybody an expert micro insect biologist person? I mean, look, they're not going to hatch in your stomach acid. I know you always like to give kids a scare by being like, oh no, you ate the watermelon seed. Now a watermelon's going to grow in your tummy. But it's like, I guess there do exist parasites that can survive that, but probably not these. So, yeah, it's what the chat's saying, extra protein. Exactly. It's a little added benefit. Maybe they picked them out and put them on the salad specifically for you. Just think of it like, the crab egg that you might get, the little orange stuff on your sushi. It's like that, but it blends in better with it. Orange would stick out too much. It's green here. It blends in with the salad. International flight, middle seat, only person on the entire flight with a broken TV. You know, I just imagine back in the old days. Car slammed the door. Sorry, it scared me. Back in the old days, people had to read, and this is the universe telling you it's time to pick up a book. I would also be upset, to be fair, but maybe the plane has Wi-Fi and you can just use your phone, and if the Wi-Fi is good enough, then you might have an app that has things you can watch on there, and it all works out in the end, right? But bad luck. Sorry about your middle seat and stuff like that. Hope the owner of this $35,000 RC jet had insurance. Oh, God. I feel like this could do some serious damage if it hits something. Like this could go through the wall of a house. Or maybe it's incredibly light and it'll just disintegrate. I guess we'll find out in just a moment. I'm assuming that the trail is not a good thing and it's just going to crash straight into the ground. That doesn't seem good. Oh. Holy frick, it exploded in a fireball. Oh my God. Is that thing gas powered? I figured these would be like a little electric RC thing, but that's actually crazy. Oh my God. I always wonder how you do people fly these just by sight, or do they have a camera mounted to the thing in order to be able to like better see what's going on? Dude, if I had to like have goggles on, I know there's like those drone competitions and the people have a visor on that's mounted, it's like connected to the drone camera. Bro, I vomit everywhere. There's no way I could withstand more than like 10 seconds before I'd be done. I'd be on the ground in a pool of vomit. I cannot deal with watching things first person that should have G-forces when I'm not experiencing G-forces myself. It's a no. I sold a car to someone yesterday who just assumed they knew how to drive. Like they just some random person decided, I don't have a license, but I'm gonna buy and drive away, and surely it'll work. What a bees, is this you? Oh no. Well, hopefully you had all the paperwork sorted, you got all the money, and not your problem anymore. That's impressive. That's got to be a real ego bruise. They're like, I hope they didn't see this. Surely they don't have a security camera outside of wherever this place is. Also, though, if you have a security camera, is this your place of work or your house? Because I feel like, I feel like you don't want to do it at your house. You know? I feel like you usually want to do this at kind of a third-party location. But I guess if you have the car and the title on hand at the same time, the location really doesn't matter all that much if someone's going to rip you off. My cat finding out the can I just opened contains coffee beans, not cat food. I feel like this could just be a coincidental angle of the cat. I don't know if the cat's actually upset so much as just this is what the cat looks like when the cat has a photo taken at this angle, but it does look very angry. So that's me too. Well, although I do love the smell of coffee, but I don't know how people drink coffee. I actually just I don't understand. It tastes so bad. Black coffee is actually just disgusting bean juice, and I don't know how anybody does it. No, surely nobody actually enjoys it. They just do it because it's turned into a habit, and it helps with keeping them awake. No one likes black coffee. I'm right. Nobody can possibly like that. And I won't believe you. There are people who don't like black coffee, and there are liars. And those are the only two categories. This is what happens when an airport is short-staffed. TSA line at IAH Airport in Houston. Dude, Thanksgiving is going to be a disaster. I am not going to go into politics, but what I will say is I think it's still going to be closed at Thanksgiving. And I think it is going to be like the worst travel disaster of all time in the United States. I should say non-fatal, hopefully, because obviously with the short staffing of air traffic controllers who are not getting paid, that becomes more dangerous over time. But this is just catastrophic. Like, oh my God, dude. How does this happen, dude? How does this freaking happen? I'm not gonna do it because we're gonna get into a comment section that I'm just gonna try to avoid of everybody being mad at each other. Everyone's gonna be like, it's your fault and it's your fault. And I don't want to go there. But anyway, 3 men with guns kicked in my door today. It's a risk. It's a risk. I think we're gonna I don't know if YouTube Terms of Service is gonna be a fan of that one. So we're just gonna move on from there. Moved into our dream home before closing to discover it's a moldy nightmare. Wait, you moved into your dream home before closing? How'd you move in before closing? Like, huh? But if you hadn't closed yet, then you might be able to get out. I know, it's like, is this me? But fortunately, no mold for us. Just, fortunately, the water, it was getting in, but it was able to ventilate and get out. So we didn't have the thing that the bigger problem is when you have water come in, but the water can't go anywhere, and then you get mold. In our case, fortunately, water was getting in, but water was also able to dissipate, dehumidifier, so on and so forth. Anyway, felt sick upon moving in. Started with a white surface mold, core remediation. We had an inspection 4 months ago. 4 months! This is the world's longest escrow. 4 months! The AC went out in the home in September. Is never fixed. Sounds humid. We learned many lessons for this, so please be kind. We moved in early due to title issues on the seller's end that were almost resolved. Moved in early. This just sounds like, hey, moving in before escrow is closed is crazy. I've never heard of doing that. So already it was clearly a fricked situation. Having title issues is a freaking red flag. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, it looks like a nice, big piece of land. You know, nice nice living room, 2-story, big windows. That doesn't look great. That looks moist, actively moist. That looks like something. Oh, it's behind the floorboard. I'm like, couldn't you have seen that? That looks like it's in the living area, but I guess behind the floorboard. That doesn't look super great. I don't know. That just kind of looks like basement floor, if I'm being honest with you. Like a little bit of spalling or the sort that doesn't. I don't know. It looks like basement floor. That I can't exactly tell what we're looking at. That looks like your sink is leaking. And I don't know, maybe because of the leaky sink. That just looks like the door kind of scraping on the frame. I don't know about that. Oh, maybe not. It kind of looks like dirt. Like it's in a door jamb. That feels like something else. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's mold, but that just... Yeah, it almost looks like termite poopy or something like that. Or not termite poo, because termite poo's a little flaky stuff, but... How do you not see that? That's on a door jamb. I don't know how you don't see a door jamb. I don't know, anyway. Oh, yeah, that looks moldy. Wait, how do you not see that? That's right there. I don't know. There seemed like some things that were... I get if it was painted over, if it's behind cabinets, behind walls, but there definitely some stuff was definitely a little visible, unless it's like the AC went out, it got super freaking humid, no dehumidifier, and it like just kind of happened. It's possible, in which case, like if it's super recent, you can clean it off. It's not going to pose structural issues if it just happened, but then like if it looks like there's other stuff too. Anyway, house problems. The moral of the story, everybody: don't buy a house. You will be saved from these issues. Don't buy a house. It's a bad idea. Friend of mine works in air traffic control. Oh boy, we have more. Is my pay stub today. Work 40 plus hours every week, yet haven't received a full paycheck since September. Since September? Pay period ending November 1st. $0. That's crazy. Yeah, so the thing about air traffic control is, like, I guess they could quit, but they're not allowed to strike, because if they strike, they will be immediately banned from ever having a federal job again. There's like a very specific thing with air traffic controllers. So obviously people are taking their sick days and stuff like that. But I mean, this is now officially the longest that it's ever been going for any shutdown. So the longest that air traffic controllers have ever gone without receiving payment. And I think that's insane to just go a month plus now without getting a paycheck. What the frick? Jogger knocks down Halloween decorations for no apparent reason. Why is she smiling? Why is she so like it's? She definitely did let intrusive thoughts win. What? So weird. I'm scared of this person. I feel like she would shoot me. She's way too happy. Normally, there would be some amount of like, I hate this neighbor, and I'm letting out my anger, and they'd be mad. They would be mad in doing it, but like the smile is super freaking weird. And then I guess she did it again. It's like, what's going on in there, dude? I'm terrified. Air quality in India during Diwali. Okay, I actually don't know what the scale is, but I'm assuming inside is going to be better, and then maybe outside not going to be so good. 192 seems high though. Oh, you just see the bad air there. Oh, that's a little higher. Okay. Oh, 800. That's a little. Oh, 900. Still, oh, we're maxed out. It doesn't go higher than this. 193 is already bad, you say? Okay, and that's inside. We're off the charts now on the outside. Jeez. Well, I hope your air purifier is working well. Oh my god, dude. Is it just non-stop fireworks? It's all people are doing is just lighting off fireworks? Because holy frick. Can you breathe there? If you were hooked up to like an O2 meter, would you actually start going low O2 stat? Like, good God, bro. I ate half a bag of beef jerky and realized I made a mistake. Artisan inspired culinary jerky bites. Is this dog food? Treats for dogs. Yes. To be fair, this looks very people food. This is not well marked. It's like, this is a very, very subtle thing. Usually, you know, you would put an image of a dog being really excited, like, oh, I love this treat. And then you can be like, oh, my dog's gonna be really happy about this treat. Who doesn't put a dog on their packaging? Who packages it like a human health food snack? This is the weirdest branding. It's like they're trying to be really kind of fancy, minimalist, artisan, and look kind of upmarket, but there's no dog. I get that it's probably located in the pet food aisle, so I don't know how that mix-up happened. So, oh, I'm sure it's like, it's fine. I don't think the guy's gonna have problems. Like, it's probably like, it'll be totally fine. It's not like people can't eat these things and you're gonna die if you do. But I do wonder, outside of obviously it you know, definitely looking like people packaging, the placement of this did have to be amongst all the dog food, right? So, unless it was acquired some other way, I'm just envisioning someone being like in the middle of the dog food aisle, looking at all the dog food, and being like, oh, this looks, wow, there's some beef jerky here. Wonder why they put it with all the dog food. Let me grab that. Anyway, I feel like there's got to be more context to it, but hey, if you liked it, you're probably fine to eat more. And the top for the last month, there goes the umbrella. Is he about to actually go flying with a gust of wind or something? Nope. Just a poorly made umbrella. That's just funny. Well, hopefully it was free. Hopefully you just picked it up from work or something like that, and it wasn't raining too hard. But you know, you had a jacket. I feel like, man, I don't even remember the last time I used an umbrella. It happens so rarely, but of course I don't go outside very much, especially when it's raining. Why would I ever go outside? So, yeah, maybe I'm not one to talk. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.